I've not seen, but I've heard instances where somebody comes with his certificate and say, Daddy, thank you. Can I follow my passion now?
Then, if you remember vividly, when your mom asked me, they're like 10 years old, what do you want to become? Medical doctor, right? And then you got to, the university, and after everything, it's okay. It's like this medical doctor thing is not medical in again.
I did microbiology. I did my IT in Lagos State University Teaching Hospital Laboratory. But what do they bring to me every day? Excreta urine. I told myself, this is what I'm going to be doing.
What if you want to become like a director in a firm and you start as an admin? Exactly the next day.
It's many of us don't have a personal spiritual life at all. We just rush in and rush out.
The Shekinah Show.
Welcome to another interesting time out here in the Roundtable section presented by the Shekinah Show. The progenitor is my name and I'm your host. Today promises to be another exciting time out with us here. Please stay tuned. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe so that you get notification on anytime we have anything popped up for you.
The Shekinah Show.
All right, with me right here in the studio, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic that cuts across life generally. In fact, has affected almost everybody. Before some, there's this trend about, you hear about Sakpa, you hear about the Jackpot trend. There are many things happening in life. But there's this particular trend we want to look at today. And now, the topic for today, let me give it to you. The topic for today is Sabificate versus certificate. Yes, Sabificate versus certificate. Want to unbox the career paradox. What is it behind career pursuits and how we can, cope with it with our careers in the present day economy. All right. So for us to look at this topic, with me here in the studio, I have Victor Kachi DK.
Hi.
And I also have Mrs. Oyinlola Oni.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to begin this interesting time out with our first question. Now, let me start with you, Mr. Victor Kachindike. People have actually, people have invented or they've ventured, rather, that's what I'm looking for. They've ventured into different things in life because of maybe I just felt I know how to do it very well, so I decided to go into it. Now, I want to ask you, what actually fuels or what should fuel a career path for someone? What should fuel that career path for anybody?
I would say passion.
Passion, okay.
Passion fuels your path to a large extent. But currently, in this our current economy, most times hunger. Hardship largely fuel that passion.
Okay.
Not just passion, because at the end of the day, passion most times cannot feed home. So you need something to feed home. So it's a blend of the two.
Okay, I would like to ask you, in addition to that, you say, hunger. Let's go with that hunger. Now, can I not be doing something because I enjoy doing it, no matter what comes out from it? I just feel like one day, it will get better, rather than because it's not paying me well enough, I just like to drop what I love and go on for something else.
The question is, how long can you wait?
Okay.
How long can you wait? You have this to pay. You have things to cater for. You have a lot of things that you need to do with resources. So how long can you wait? Do you have the financial backing to actually hold on and wait back for that your prospect to close on?
Okay.
So a lot of things goes into play. Your financial security, your family, and all of other factors that can actually play a larger part in determining your passion. Not just waiting and hoping that one day to come to light.
Okay, wow, thank you very much for that interesting insight. All right, now let's talk with the lady in our midst. Okay, now we are meant to believe. Now, as he has said rightly, he said passion. He said passion, and then he went on to say, but I want to ask: is passion enough? Like, if I love this thing, so I believe because of my love for it, I can pursue a career path in it? Or is it that I can just love it and, I just love doing it, but I need to focus my life on something else?
Okay, in reality, it is supposed to be enough.
Okay.
But based on what we have now, it is not enough. The reason is that I could be passionate about something, but there are other needs. There are other things that could, make me get frustrated if I am just looking at my passion alone. So normally, passion is supposed to, play a larger role. That will be sincerity. But there are a lot of things that you need to do that passion cannot satisfy. like he mentioned that we have to be financially stable. I'm not even going to leave out because some of the things that fuel this also has to do with social status, but it's a very low one on the ladder. However, sometimes what we do can be influenced by those around us.
Okay.
But principally, passion is supposed to be the most important thing. But I will tell you sincerely that many times passion is not enough, and I'm speaking from my own experience. So many times passion is not enough because there are a lot of things that you need to just fix. And when you look at it, for instance, I'm a teacher, and I will tell you for free that what we offer versus what we get is what happens in the education sector. You know, you are doing a whole lot of things, especially if you are in a private school. You are a teacher, you are a mover, you are a nurse, you are a cleaner, you are a security, but they employed you as what? A teacher. So when you look at it, sometimes when your take-home pay cannot meet your demands, and one of the challenges is that even when they say they have increased your pay, it's just like the problem or the things that you need to fix also increases alongside. So one of the things that I know is that passion is very important, but I'll tell you that it's not 100% enough.
Interesting. Passion is very important, but it is not 100% enough. Wow. What a line to think of. Please don't go anywhere. Stick to this channel and you get more from us.
The Shekinah Show.
Okay, so we're going to continue with this interesting discussion. Now, in the present, let me come back to you now, Mr. Victor. In the present day Nigerian economy, where we see, a medical doctor has gone into music, a good engineer, maybe someone that is engineering, maybe your friend in school was the best in the class, an engineering student, and we graduated, he went into operating POS. How do we, in the present day diversification of Nigerian economy, how do we place passion? How do we place pursue a career comfortably? Like now, we as young ones, then if you remember vividly, when your mom asked you, they're like 10 years old, what do you want to become? Medical doctor, right? And then you got to, the university, and after everything, it's okay. It's like this medical doctor thing is not medical in again. All right, let me try something new. You now say, okay, I'm going to just do, biosciences. And then after that, you came out of the university and you were looking for job, nothing. And then you now found yourself doing something different entirely from what you studied in school. And all of a sudden, you began to continue like that. Now, is it in this present day diversified economy, can one successfully pursue, let's say now, she mentioned one, I like to use that example, like a teacher. Can one successfully say, I want to be a teacher, and a teacher it is, that's the only thing I want to stick to in the present day Nigerian economy?
That's tough.
I
would say yes, I would say no.
Okay.
It all depends on individual, what works for them. What works for me will not work for another person. And it all depends on my passion and what actually interests me. And then the passion is not just something that does come up overnight. Something that grows with time. I could fancy music today. That does not mean I'll still have that passion for music tomorrow. Interests change as we evolve with time, and So I think it just depends on the time and place, what interests you at that point in time, and how can you navigate around different interests and try out different options and know what works. And you never can tell what may actually spark that interest, and it will end up work for the person. So it's not a yes or no answer. It all depends on time, chance, personality, opportunity, and chance. A lot of factors come into play. It's not a one laser answer.
Okay.
I can end up just being a teacher alone. I can actually see fulfillment in that occupation, and I can still be a teacher. And after close of work, I play music. I could become a DJ. I still have colleagues that they are doing a 9 to 5, and they are still DJing on the side. So they are still mixing the two and gaining cash at the end of the day. But that's their passion. But that's not my passion. Different interests for different folks. So it's not a one straight answer to that question.
Well, but I believe the economy we are in now, wouldn't they say that this person is confused, doesn't know what to do with his life?
Sorry, can I say something?
Yes,
I want to respond to the question you asked me.
Okay.
Sometimes we go into the university, the person doing engineering in my class might not want to be an engineer.
Okay.
It might just, maybe my daddy wants me to replace him when he's gone. You know, they have a lot of that. So the person's passion might be football. So the person might have studied engineering, and we've heard instances, I've not seen, but I've heard instances where somebody comes with his certificate and says, Daddy, thank you. Can I follow my passion now? So sometimes it might not just be that that's their passion, but they find themselves there. I wanted to do medicine and surgery, but I ended up studying microbiology, and now I'm a maths teacher. So just look at everything. Just somehow finds its way. So it has to do with what you really want to be. But when you talk about POS doesn't really sound okay. It sounds somehow, but a lot of people are making money from it. At least they're the ones really now. There's no cash in any bank. You need a POS person to get money. But I'm saying that sometimes also the people you know is said factors. My daddy might have made me to study engineering and might have a job for me. Maybe he has an engineering firm. So I might have good connections. I might have, you know, a whole lot of things that could put me there. But what if I study engineering and it's my passion, but I don't have the opportunities to be able to explore? So a lot of things, like you said, a lot of things can lead to what we are doing. I wanted to be a medical doctor. I did microbiology. I did my IT in Lagos State University Teaching Hospital Laboratory. But what do they bring to me every day? Excreta urine. I told myself, this is what I'm going to be doing. I like to be with humans. In fact, when I was studying microbiology, I thought of doing epidemiology as my second degree. You know, that allows me to be able to talk to people. So when I was waiting, the opportunity for teaching came, and there I am now, still teaching, because it still allows me to work, interact. So what I'm saying is that sometimes it doesn't just look like it from the beginning, but somehow it aligns, and then your passion gets in. Some other factors also get into the picture.
Okay, wow, interesting. So what I order is, you see, this is just another play of what I ordered versus what I've gotten myself into. Okay, now in line with this question now, let me go back to you now. In line with that same question, Mrs. Oni, can a person pursue two career paths together at once?
Yes, he just gave examples of his colleagues that are DJs and they are doing their 9 to 5. In fact, you see somebody who is a farmer, he's a teacher and has a small shop.
Okay.
So, but what is important to be able to do this is that you must plan. There must be time, because you can't be in a school and tell them you want to go and open your shop. So you just know that, okay, school closes by 3, let's say teachers 3:30, by 4 my shop is open. So all those things you can plan. If I'm a DJ, I know that, okay, I have my Saturdays, I have my Sundays to do whatever. So if anybody wants to give me a job on a Wednesday, if it's not in the night, and even if it's in the night, that means I won't be useful on Thursday. So you just have to plan. But trust me, this economy needs more than one career.
Okay. All right, now let me now come to you, Mr. Victor Kachidike. Now, when relating to paying bills now, that means invariably, before I will say I want to go into anything at all, I have to consider the future. When I grow up, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be buying this. So with this path which I'm taking, it's going to provide all this for me. Now, I want to ask now, in considering, securing a safe future for yourself, I've had people who, like I have a very close relative who wanted to go into fashion designing. But as at the time he was, rising and building up the fashion designing career, man, parents, everybody was already on his neck like, come, is this how you want to live your life? In fact, if you know you are not ready for life, let's look. And before you know, he got a job and he's gone. I don't think he even remembers what fashion design is all about anymore. So now, in securing the future for yourself, I want to be sure, isn't that should also be a point we should consider when you want to pick a career path, right?
Future is not certain.
Yeah.
Is not certain.
Okay.
You can end up want to go towards a path. That does not mean that path is actually secure, that it will eventually work well. Nobody knows tomorrow, in fact. So what if you want to become like a director in a firm and you start as an admin, exactly the next day, start all over again. It's not guaranteed.
Okay.
It's just that you have to be diligent, plan, and be hopeful. Faith also comes into play. But also understand what you need to do at that point in time and take it one step at a time. Don't think too far. If you think too far, you might end up not achieving much. But one step at a time. One step at a time is very, very important. If not, you will end up missing the learning, the gaining that you're supposed to actually achieve at that point in time. So future is not guaranteed.
Okay.
So it's not a factor that this part will actually be successful or not. You never can tell. Graces even differ. I may end up choosing a career path. I may not succeed in that endeavor. Someone else might go towards that same lane and become a master at it. So future is not guaranteed. But what is guaranteed is diligence, taking it one step at a time and be hopeful and have faith to a large extent.
Faith to a large extent. Okay. I believe you are still with us and you are having a good time. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. All right, now let me come to you now, Mrs. O'Neill. I have this a very interesting question now. There are trends now in the society. Trends, in fact, trend is what is guiding almost everybody now. There was a time where robotics was the trend. There was a time where the professional careers were the trends. There was a time where music is the trend. Music was everybody wants to sing. So now, how much does trend in the society affect career paths for people?
Okay, I'll pick up from where he said the future is not certain.
Okay.
So if I could just want to dabble into something and it goes out of fashion. So but the truth about it is that we must learn to blend with whatever comes in, because I will use myself as a teacher. There was a time where we used blackboards, we used chalk, we'll just come to the class. But now we use the internet, we do a lot of things online, we do online teaching and all that. So, but a time might come where all those things will not be useful again. We need to upgrade. So whatever trend that is coming in your career, if you really want to do well, you have to keep following up, keep following up, don't be stagnant, keep learning. When something new comes in, you see now when you want to employ a teacher, or even, I'm just using teacher because that's my own area, but you want to employ somebody, be asking the person, can you use this, do you know how to do this, do you know? And when somebody tells you no, except you are desperate, you would probably push the person aside and pick somebody else that can, meet up with those trends. So a lot of things will keep coming in. As we are speaking and something new is evolving. So we just have to keep blending, keep learning, and making sure that we are up to it. If not, we'll be swept out.
So you have to keep learning, keep growing, keep upgrading yourself, updating your skills, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's now make it a little bit more interesting. Now tell me, Mr. Kachi Victor, how do you balance your career life, your personal life, spiritual commitment? How are you able to balance everything and you are still like, we don't go anywhere?
Unfortunately,
how do you blend it all together?
It's difficult to balance things. Even in the workspace, people will say work-life balance, but in the real sense of it, there's nothing like work-life balance. Because one part is suffering for the other to actually goes on. For example, you're in the office most times 9 to 5. Most part of the day you're in the office. What time do you have to maybe mingle with other friends, families, even attend church and other personal activities? Lesser hours. So in as much as there is no will I use the word less work-life balance, but we still find a way around to manage and blend. Know when to give appropriate time to some things that matters. If not, you end up living an unfulfilled life. At the end of the day, the career will go, but when your life is not balanced to a large extent, you won't find fulfillment over time.
Okay, so I'm going to come back to it, but let me ask the lady now that same question too.
Okay,
how do you balance it all together?
It's a little difficult, like you said, especially when you now get into it, you have family and all that too. But one of the things that we must do is that we should be strategic. There are sometimes, maybe you have a leave, you have a vacation, maximize those times. Many of us are guilty of bringing work home, even when we are supposed to be, at home. So just try to maximize. Know when to say no. Sometimes, sometimes they're giving you extra work. They are doing things that can take your time from you. Know when to say no, but politely, because that's when you still make money to take care of that family. Then sometimes if you have to ask for help, outsource. Please do it so that, you can have some time with your family and also have some spiritual time. And the truth about it is when we look at it, you have to resume to work early, you come back late. Many of us don't have a personal spiritual life at all. We just rush in and rush out. When we come back, we are so tired.
Burnout.
So you need to know how to plan it. Plan yourself properly. You might not be 100%. It might be very difficult from the beginning, but you just have to find a way around it because these aspects of our lives are very important. The job can go anytime. The family will be there. So we need to just find a way around it. Know when to say no, timing. Then if you need to outsource, you need to ask for help. Please do so that you can create some time for other things.
All right.
Yes, the job will go, but family will still be there. So you need to, have time for that things as much as you are trying to break even with your career on your career path. You need to find time for. I believe you have learned something interesting today. So I'm going to, she had already given us a little insight into her career path. From medical doctor, she entered into microbiology and so on and so forth. And then she's now in the teaching field. So let's hear your own story. What's your career? What's the story like? From when you started from childhood, what do you plan to become?
Quite funny actually. I won't say I want to become a medical doctor. I won't say I had like a definite career path growing up. I just wanted to work and earn money at the end of the day. Maybe venture into business at a point in my life, but I won't say I wanted to become a doctor and engineer per se. But over time, we tend to evolve, into interests. And I find myself in the HR space.
With a view of still, going into business to make money.
Never can tell.
The Igbo man's mentality. Okay, all right. It has been a swell time with Mrs. Oyinola Oni and Mr. Victor Kachidike. In fact, they've really given us a very good insight on how to, put life together in the pursuit of your career path. I believe you've learned something today, and I believe you're going to apply it so that you can start living that fulfilled life which you actually demand. Don't forget, it is the roundtable section here on the Shekinah Show. Do well to like, follow, subscribe so that you always be updated. So I want to say a very big thank you to our guest, Mr. Victor Kachidike. Thank you very much. And Mrs. Oyinola Oni, thank you very much. And to you who have spent time to, sit with us and spend time with us, wow, you are the best. See you next time on the roundtable section.
The Shekinah Show.